So the reverse retros came out today, and I'm going to rate them all, by my opinion, because the stuff I'm seeing on the internet and from fellow YouTubers is just not agreeable to me. I don't know why. We all seem to love the jerseys, but we just can't agree on which ones are the best. So I'm going to do my best to convey what I think. And obviously, we're going to start with number 31, which is Dallas. Now, I was really disappointed with Dallas because I knew they were going back to the late 90s, early 2000s jerseys, the ones they won their cup in, which were by far their best jerseys, in my opinion. But I was sorely disappointed when they came out with this. Now, I appreciate that they went back to the jersey we all love, but they just missed the mark on this one. What they should have done is made the majority of it gold. Sorry, my phone sucks. The bottom green, and then the star outline they could have done in a black and white, or maybe a different color, off-color green from what they used to do. Now, my fear is this is just so whitewashed that it's just going to look horrible on TV. This is obviously on the phone, it looks pretty bad. But that being said, I think trying to find something that another thing I don't like is, judging by this picture, it doesn't seem that they have the Texas shoulder patch that they had on those beautiful jerseys, and that's a shame because that really made that jersey pop. Now, things I do like about this jersey is they got rid of that stupid logo that they currently wear and brought back that beautiful logo. Again, I would have done a little less white because that's just going to all wash out on itself on TV and probably in person too. But if I ever get that jersey, I'll let you know if my opinion changes. Number 30, we're going with the New York Islanders, which I believe they totally missed the memo on what they were supposed to do as far as a reverse retro, because if I can find it here, give me 1 second. All right, I found it. This is what they decided to go with, which is basically the jersey they wore from the late 90s and early 2000s and put it on their current and or 80s versions of what they wear. And I just don't understand why they wouldn't try to do something different. Like, they had the Gordon's Fisherman that they could have done a reverse on. Or when they took the Fisherman's logo off and put the regular Islanders logo on there, but with the Fisherman's format with the striping pattern, I feel like they could have done something with that. This is just meh. It's this jersey. And it doesn't even have their victory straps from Stanley Cup championships in the late 70s, early 80s. And I don't know. One thing I do like about it is I do prefer the darker blue to the light blue that they currently wear. But for me, it's kind of meh. At number 29, we have the Detroit Red Wings. Now, with the Red Wings, I get that it was kind of hard to do because they only really ever had two colors in their entire history, and it's really hard to reverse the same two colors you've always worn. Now, that being said, they ended up going with, let me see if I can find it here. I should probably be more prepared. Wow, where did it go? I just had all this open. Give me 1 second. So here is what they came up with. Now, it's a spin of the Centennial jerseys they did. Now, the reason the Centennial jerseys popped so much is they had more than just one silver stripe on the sleeve, and in those sleeves were all the years of their Stanley Cup championships. Now, I think what we all wanted was to see something other than red or white. Like, maybe a black jersey. Black goes well with red. Something a little more contrasting. Because basically, it's this jersey without the red sleeves, and then its white stripe is silver. I think they could have done more. Now, what I do like about it is the silver, because it's not red or white. It's something different than the majority of their history. But for me, it is only good enough for 29th. And at 28th, we have the Winnipeg Jets. And here's what they came up with. Now, the problem I'm having with a lot of these reverse retros is a lot of them are gray. And I don't understand why. Gray is such a boring, plain color. And, the Kings have that gray alternate jersey, which I think should just be their away jerseys, because what's the point? It's the same exact jersey in gray. I like the shoulder yoke on it, but I don't know what the deal is with this gray fascination all of a sudden. Now, basically what they did, they went to their original jersey from when they came into the league from the WHA, which I don't have, but I have the Rangers version, which is essentially the exact same jersey, but just with the Jets logo on it. And that's something I do like about it. I like the striping pattern on it. However, and I also like the original logo on it too, but gray. Why are we doing gray, guys? Let's stop with the gray. Now, number 27, we got the San Jose Sharks, which, along with Winnipeg, decided to go gray. I like that they chose this style of jersey again from the late 90s, early 2000s, because these are probably my favorite Sharks jerseys. But I hate the gray, man. Sorry, that's my phone. Oh, it's the NHL. Let's see what they have to say. I'm talking about the Preds reverse retro, which we'll get to. But I like the teal in the collar, because obviously they can't do the plunging neckline that they do on these, because Adidas has weird collars. But can we please stop with the gray? On 26, we have the Nashville Predators. In Nashville, there's a little something I want to tell you about how the rest of the NHL feels about you. The yellow is ugly. Nobody likes that yellow. Now, things I do like about it is, again, it kind of harkens back to the late 90s, early 2000s. But instead of the tower logo, they put this secondary on it, which we all agree is beautiful. But can we stop with the yellow? If anything, we could have made the shoulders yellow and gone back to that beautiful blue y'all used to wear. Or maybe make the yellow part silver. I mean, just less yellow, guys. Can we please stop with the yellow? All right, and at 25, we have the Pittsburgh Penguins. Now, this is what the Penguins decided to do. Now, back in the mid-90s, a black version of this existed. This was the white version that they wore back then. And here's what I would have done differently. I would have brought back the wing yokes, maybe made them black and have the yellow stripe. Keep the white. I like the word mark. We've all seen the Snoop Dogg Gin and Juice video where he wears it. But they've had so many different logos through their history, not just this one that we all know, or the Robo Penguin, but they had the old circle ones. They could have brought back some variant of blue that they wore in the 70s, early 80s. But, I mean, overall, it's not a bad jersey. They just could have tweaked it a little bit better. In 24, we have the Carolina Hurricanes, which, to nobody's surprise, went with the Whalers jersey. Now, the things I do like about it is they brought back Pucky the Whale, which we all love. What I don't like about it, first of all, enough with the gray. I like the striping pattern. It's different. The logo seems to be gigantic for some reason, but I can live with that. And I know a lot of people don't like Carolina wearing a Hartford jersey, but admit it, you like seeing that Hartford logo back on the ice. And what I would have done differently is we could have gone back. I see what they did with the gray. They were trying to go with the 90s version of the jersey before they moved to Carolina. But I feel like they could have gone with Hartford's hard, Honestly, it's not a bad jersey. I can live with it. I just wish it was something other than gray. Maybe put it in Hurricanes colors. I know that would make old Hartford fans jump off a cliff, but I think it'd be kind of cool, my opinion. And at 23, we have the Ottawa Senators, who recently decided to go back to this style. I know the logo is a little different, obviously neckline, but it's a nice looking jersey. It's simple enough. And here's what they decided to do to reverse it. Go with red, which is fine. It's an okay looking jersey. At this point in the video, we're getting into jerseys that aren't bad at all. Now, what they should have done or could have done, we all love the black barber pole jersey, or even a simple barber pole jersey. They could have reversed that. I don't know how, because they pretty much reversed every way they could with the barber poles, with the red, the black, and the white one. We all love the O logo. I mean, I don't know what I'm trying to say. Honestly, I like the jersey. It's fine. At 22, we have the Los Angeles Kings. Which at first I wasn't crazy about this, but it's starting to grow on me the more I look at it. Here's what they came up with. So they went their original 60s design, obviously the yellow one, but they had a purple one where it was reversed itself. And what they decided to do, and I just broke it. I broke the thread. Here we go. Good job, Zach. I'm going to find it. There we go. Problem solved. What they decided to do was put this logo onto this formatted jersey. Overall, I like it, but what I wish they would have done differently, bring back the black and purple. Late 90s, early 2000s, that modernized crown, not this old-timey one, but the modernized one, and maybe put it on this jersey, and then instead of yellow, they have black stripes, or reverse it, just with the modern crown. But overall, it's starting to grow on me. I'm kind of starting to like it. And 21st, we have the Toronto Maple Leafs, who decided to go with this. But basically what they did is they took their early 60s logos and put it on the Harold Ballard jerseys that have mixed results. Overall, I like it. That's probably one of my favorite Leafs logos. I just think that they could have gone with, the crazy stripes they had in the Winter Classic. Just stripes after stripes after stripes. But with that logo, it'd look nice. And usually, when they have the blue jerseys, they have the white leaf in there. And on here, they have a blue jersey with the blue logo. Overall, it's not bad. I'd probably get it. And in 20th, we have the Tampa Bay Lightning. And this is what they came up with. And it harkens back to their original jerseys, which were black. So obviously, all they did to reverse it was make it blue. It's okay enough. What I would have liked differently is maybe a variant of the Storm jersey, if you all know what I'm talking about. That thing was wild. But with a team called the Lightning, there's a lot of fun things you can do. And honestly, I'm okay with it. Anything's better than this plain, boring jersey. So maybe introduce a new color. But honestly, it's okay. Overall, it's not bad. I enjoy it. In the 19th, we have the Vancouver Canucks. To nobody's surprise, went with a gradient jersey. Now, what I'm seeing, all the Canucks fans love it. And overall, it's not a bad jersey. It's nice. I like the logo. I like the way the colors bleed. The striping's nice. But I think what we all wanted deep down was the flying V in the current green and blue colors. But I think they still hit it out of the park. It's a nice enough jersey. And at 18, we have the New York Rangers, who, like their brothers in Long Island, missed the memo and brought back something that already existed. Honestly, I think we're all excited to see Lady Liberty back. It's a beautiful jersey. Everybody loves the logo. Everybody loves the secondary logo as well, with the futuristic version of their shield logo. But the striping is way better on the old jerseys than the new ones. That's really my only complaint with it. Overall, it's a nice enough jersey, and I'm sure everybody's happy to see Lady Liberty back, but maybe put it on a red base. Maybe throw black in there. Let's get a little crazy with it. I don't know, but it's kind of underwhelming. At 17, we have the Calgary Flames, which we're all not surprised. Brought back Blasty. And here's another team that forgot that they were supposed to do something different. But overall, nobody's really complaining. The difference is back in the day, the shoulder logo, which is the flaming sea, was red, and on this it's white. And the numbers are also reversed, which I guess in a way they did pull off a reverse, but really it's the same jersey. But then again, nobody's complaining because we all love that horse that blows flaming snot out of his nostrils. In 16th, we have the Canadiens. Now the Habs are kind of put in a tough spot because being the oldest team in the league, and being the original team, can't really mess with this too much. It's traditional. They've worn pretty much the same variant for over 100 years. Little tweaks here and there. But what they did on this, they pretty much knocked it out of the park. They reversed this jersey with this. The blue looks nice. It's traditional looking. I'm sure everybody welcomes it. Overall, solid jersey. And in 15th, we have the Philadelphia Flyers. Now, the Flyers are kind of put in a hard spot because only one time have they not used this logo. So what are you going to do? They've pretty much worn the same jersey for a long time. They wore it all through the 70s, and they're currently wearing it. But for 3 decades there in the middle, they wore these. Here's the white version. And then the 90s, they introduced a black version that would eventually take over the orange version. So what did they do? They mixed all 3 of them together. And a lot of people I'm finding don't like these, think they're horrible. I think it was creative to mix 3 jerseys into one and somehow reverse it all and make it look sharp. In 14th, we have the Columbus Blue Jackets, who brought back the logo we never thought we actually missed, but we did. This is what they came up with. Now, what I wish they'd done is in the 2000s, they introduced an alternate jersey, which ultimately revealed this logo. It had a lot of black on the sleeves and in the striping. I wish they'd have brought back that jersey and then reversed the blue and the black so we'd have a black and blue jersey. But with this logo, because, like I said, we didn't know we missed it. In the 13th, we have the St. Louis Blues. And what they did is hit it out of the park. They took their best jersey and simply reversed it. I have no complaints about this jersey. I know a lot of people think it's hideous and ugly, and they prefer a simple jersey like this, but I have no complaints. I want it. And at number 12, we have the Chicago Blackhawks. Now, a little history lesson, because a lot of you probably think that it's basically been this their entire existence, but it hasn't. This came along in the mid to late 50s, and basically it evolved into what we know today. However, sorry if I get my phone to work again. In the 1940s, they had 2 jerseys. They had a black barber pole jersey with a lot of red and white stripes that they wore in the NHL 75th anniversary. I'm sure a lot of you have seen it. But their white jersey was a simple jersey. It was white, had a red yoke, and like football, they had big numbers on the front. So what I thought they did, which is interesting, which everybody seems to be hating on because I don't think they understand the history of that jersey, they took the barber pole jersey and put it on their white jersey, and obviously it's not white. They made it black, but they put the logo they had on that barber pole jersey, and I know you can't see it in this picture. I couldn't find a better one. But they put that logo on the front of this, and I want it. I like it. And then 11th, we have the Anaheim Ducks, who went absolutely banana lands and brought back their worst ever jersey. Now, the reason I have it ranked so highly is because of the boldness the Ducks did to bring this jersey back. And not only did they bring it back, they made it look better, too. Honestly, the Mighty Duck jumping out of the water as opposed to jumping out of the ice looks a lot sharper. And I know a complaint they had back in the day, the one year they wore this jersey, was the font on the back of the jersey. It was hard for broadcasters to see, and on the low-resolution televisions back in the day, it was even harder to see. But with 8K televisions nowadays, and the contrast in color, I know you can't see it in this picture, but you kind of see it on the sleeve numbers. The contrasting dark colors to the white background of the jersey is going to make it a lot easier to read, and I think it's going to pop. Side note, that being said, there's a reason they only wore it for 1 year, and infamously in a game against the Kings, wearing the Burger King jersey. Getting into the top 10 is the Vegas Golden Knights. Now, if we forget about that gold alternate jersey they released this year, they never had a bad jersey. That gold one kind of ruins it. But, that being said, they were able to save it with this. I like the striping pattern on it. They didn't get too crazy with it. It's pretty basic. They did the old school switch that a lot of teams used to do where they made the secondary logo the primary and the primary the secondary. We're getting to the point where I want all of them, so I want that jersey. In ninth place, we have the Arizona Coyotes. We were all happy when they brought back the Kachina, their most beautiful jersey. However, what we never thought of was this beauty. What made this unique was the crazy desert scape they had running on the bottom and on the sleeves. Now, what they did to switch it up and make it a reverse was made it purple instead of green, which is fantastic. It makes it look like it's a desert at nighttime, which the green one was going for, but purple works so much better. They kept the cactus, they kept the moon, they kept everything we loved about it. And in eighth, we have the Minnesota Wild. And I have one question. What took so long? This is the jersey we've all been waiting for. Now, they could have did what Carolina and another team that's coming up could have done and just brought back an old franchises version. But that wouldn't be reversed. It'd just be like what Calgary and the New Yorks had done and just brought back a jersey that's already existed at some point. This is unique. They combined the North Star's colors to the current modernized logo. It's unique. It's beautiful. And if you don't like this jersey, you should go watch some old hockey. In seventh, we have the Boston Bruins, who definitely got the memo about getting a retro jersey and reversing the colors on it. This is what we got. That's the jersey that they wore from the mid-70s to the mid-90s. Obviously, that was a black jersey. And they made it yellow. No complaints. The Bruins did what was prescribed. That's the word I'm looking for. You know what I mean. They did what was asked of them. They made a beautiful jersey. They took something that fans universally love and just simply switched the colors on it. I want the jersey. And just missing the top 5, we have the Colorado Avalanche, who, to no one's surprise, voila, brought back the old Nordiques jerseys. However, with a nice spin, they did it in Avalanche burgundy, which I really think makes this logo pop a lot more. Now, we all thought the Avs were going to take the coward's way out and put their usual logo on the jersey with the fleur-de-lis on it. Now, I'm going to give, it'd be mean. Let's just say I know Quebec fans are not too happy about it, but let's be real here. Just like Hartford, we're all happy to see this logo back on the ice. Now to the top 5, we have the Edmonton Oilers, which came out with this absolute beauty, harkening back to the WHA days. I love the orange shoulder yoke. I love the simplicity in the jersey. It's basically the one they've worn most of their existence, just with a nice twist on it. And we all thought they were going to go back to the WHA logo, which would have been orange in here. Kind of, it looked super 70s. But at first I was bummed they didn't bring it back. But then looking at the regular logo on that jersey, I got no complaints. It's beautiful. Here's what happens when you mess with the logo. It looks nice, but it's weird. So overall, I want that retro. Just missing the top three, we have the Buffalo Sabres, who completely knocked it out of the park and blew my expectations away. I am very happy with this jersey. They took their old alternate from the late 90s, early 2000s, which was red. It was this color, these colors, just red. And they put it with their modern colors. Well, their new modern, which is their original. Teams go so many cycles with their colors. But honestly, I had no complaints about that beautiful jersey. So I think we were all worried about that happening. Buffalo overall has had some beautiful jerseys through their history, but they've also made those. I'm pleasantly surprised. I desperately want that jersey. 10 out of 10. Now we're in the top three with the Florida Panthers, who, in the biggest surprise of all these 31 jerseys, ended up creating the best jersey they've ever had. My phone again. Now, who knew that simply changing some colors, changing yellow into gold, would make something that they used to wear pop so incredibly well and make something old seem completely new? And I think that's what the whole point of the reverse retro is supposed to be, was to modernize some old looks. The Panthers knocked that one out of the park. That's a jersey that I'm pleasantly surprised with and I really want. And at number 2, we have the New Jersey Devils, who, to no one's surprise, did what we've always wanted them to do and simply reversed this jersey. That is a thing of beauty. Now, the biggest complaint I'm hearing is a lot of Devils fans and a lot of casual fans wanted to see a black alternate. However, reversing this was simple and it looks beautiful. And in first place, we have the Washington Capitals. Now, Washington fans, like Nashville, I'm going to let you in a little secret. I know you all hated the jerseys from the 90s and early 2000s, but the rest of the league loved them. We loved the Screaming Eagle. We loved the Capitol building. We even loved the colors, the copper, the black, all of it. However, you all had a fair point. A team based in Washington, D.C., called the Capitals should be red, white, and blue. So what did the Capitals do? They put the correct colors on the best jersey. I want it. I want it now. Honestly, I want all 31 jerseys, except maybe Dallas, New York, and Detroit. But I'll take them. So that's my list of 31. Let me know what you think. And Kyle, Art, I know you're probably the only two that are going to watch this, so I love you.